Hi, my name is Kim van Daalen. I'm an environmental epidemiologist and climate and health expert here at the Cardiovascular Epidemiology Unit at the University of Cambridge. At this moment, Europe is experiencing a range of heat waves and wildfires. We see wildfires in France and Spain, and of course the UK is experiencing a heat wave at this very moment. And this has a range of adverse health impacts, both physical and mental. And when we're thinking about heat, we can think about the difficulty that our body is now experiencing to regulate that heat. And this can result in a lot of cardiovascular strain. We see heat exhaustion, heat stroke, but also mental health effects. We see anxiety and depression increasing. We see people sleeping worse or having more trouble concentrating. And when we think about wildfires, there's similar but different risks. So for example, when we think about wildfires, physical risks are one of the things that we think about first, burns or physical injury, but also the wildfire smoke itself. So wildfire smoke contains what we call particulate matter and pollutants, which are very small particles that can infiltrate our lungs and our bloodstream. And this has a range of adverse respiratory and cardiovascular impacts. But on the longer term, wildfires can also expose us to a range of adverse mental health impacts because these are often associated with large-scale evacuations. Now in France and Spain, we see that about 300,000 people already had to evacuate. And this means that people don't have access to their homes anymore. It means that people may not have access to their families anymore. There's a lot of uncertainty about whether people can return. And this, of course, can have effects for PTSD, anxiety, and depression. So all in all, we see a wide range of health impacts that are caused by this range of climate hazards that we're experiencing in Europe at this moment. So we know that anthropogenic climate change is a big driver of the extreme events that we're currently experiencing, the increasing temperatures, wildfires, but also changing in flooding and other extreme events. And there's a lot of ways in which our public health systems can prepare for it. One of the main things is that we need to make sure that we're not just reactive, but that we are actually making sure that we prepare in advance of an event happening. And that means making sure that we have what we call heat early warning systems to make sure that we can advise the public in advance that an event is happening. Similarly, with air quality, we can monitor when the air quality is getting worse or when it is better. This can be really important with wildfires in particular, because even people that are not in the direct fire zone can be exposed to adverse health impacts because of air pollutants that are travel many miles away. And this all needs to be integrated into very strong public health messaging of what people can actually be doing. So we need to make sure that warnings are not just, oh, the temperature is bad or air pollution is bad, but that we actually develop the infrastructure so that health systems can respond and that people know what to do as well, that they can find cooling, that they know that they don't need to go outside during the hottest part of the day, and that we both protect ourselves as well as the communities surrounding us. So typically when I think about protecting the communities, I also think about reaching out to the most vulnerable populations, making sure that if evacuations happens, that people that are less mobile are being reached out to. So the range of different things that we can do, most important thing is making sure that we are preparing in advance rather than just being reactive to the events that are happening.